Hey y'all, welcome here. My name is Maggie and I share bits and pieces of motherhood and how I steward my home. Today I'm sharing with you what we eat in a week as a young family of 4. These are just 5 of the meals that I like to keep on rotation. But before we jump into that, I'm sure that you noticed that I changed the name of this channel to Meraki Mamahood. Meraki means to do something with passion, to do something from the heart, and with devotion and undivided attention. And to me, that is a perfect description of motherhood. I'm really excited about this change, and I would love to know if there's a word that you think accurately describes motherhood. So now let's get into what we eat in a week as a young family of 4. On Monday night, I made a whole chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy and zucchini and squash. This is an organic whole chicken that I got from ButcherBox, and I'll leave a discount link below if you want to give them a try and have some quality meat delivered straight to your door. Whenever I make chickens, I like to give them a little bit of a chiropractic adjustment to break that breastbone. Sometimes I'll cut out the backbone to make a spatchcock chicken. I just did not do that this time. I seasoned the bird with olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and herbs. And you'll notice through this video that I keep my seasonings super simple. And simplifying the seasonings for me eliminates some of the brain work in the cooking process. After I got the chicken in the oven, I cut some potatoes into small chunks to put on to boil for mashed potatoes. I like to leave the skins on, so the smaller the chunk, the smaller the pieces of skin in the mashed potatoes. For our veggies, I made zucchini and yellow squash on the stovetop, and I started by sauteing half of an onion and then adding in the squash on top. I cook most of my food in olive oil, so that's what I added to the pan first. I like to cut my squash and zucchini in fourths. While those cooked down, I drained the potatoes. I added milk, garlic, bone broth, and butter. And I mixed that up with my hand mixer and just tossed in some salt and herbs to taste. Once the squash was starting to change color, I added salt, garlic, and herbs. And then I made a really quick gravy with literally just bone broth and then used cassava flour to thicken it. On Tuesday night, we decided to grill some chicken tenders. We like to grill about once a week. I added olive oil, herbs, salt, and lemon juice. Sweet potato fries are a favorite, so I chopped some up and tossed them in oil and salt and some herbs to turn the sweet a little bit more savory. In the Dutch oven, I have some Brussels sprouts and tossed them with lemon juice, garlic, salt, and herbs. And I also finished off a jar of bone broth to cook them in. It adds some super amazing flavor. On Wednesday night, I made some roasted carrots and potatoes and meatballs. I cut the potatoes into some pretty small chunks so that they cooked a little bit faster, and then I seasoned them with salt, herbs, garlic, and oil. And then for the carrots, I only used oil and salt. After I got the carrots and potatoes in the oven, I went ahead and started on the meatballs. I make our meatballs with ground turkey. I add a little bit of cassava flour, a chopped onion, and garlic, salt, lemon juice, and herbs. I use a cupcake scoop to make sure that all the meatballs stay the same size, and it's just honestly really easy. Once I got them in the pan, I added some bone broth just to keep all the surfaces moist, and it adds a little bit of extra flavor. I also toasted some bread on the side, and once the bread and meatballs were done, then dinner was ready to go. On Thursday night, I made a stir fry, a sort of like an egg roll in a bowl type thing. I don't have soy sauce, so I'll show you what I do instead. I chopped and added carrots, onion, Brussels sprouts in lieu of cabbage, and celery to a hot cast iron. I topped that with olive oil and plenty of lemon juice to make it tangy instead of using the soy sauce. I had pre-cooked a whole chicken, So I'm deboning that to use in the stir fry. I always like to have some sort of pre-cooked meat on hand for lunches, for last minute dinners and things like that. I do prefer using fresh ginger, but mine had unfortunately gone bad, so I used ground ginger instead. I also added salt and some bagel not included seasoning to get those sesame seeds in there. I didn't have plain sesame seeds, so this is usually what I grab for my stir fries. I finished off another jar of bone broth. This is a homemade bone broth. It's honestly pretty easy to make. I was thrilled at how gelatinous this bone broth turned out to be, and it was so delicious in all of our meals. I just added the chicken right on top, let it cook for a little bit, and then mixed it right on in. This meal is a favorite and definitely a regular for our family. Lastly, on Friday night, I made zoodles with chicken thighs. I pre-chopped some onion that I'll use later, and I went ahead and spiraled the squash and the zucchini so that it was ready to go. If you don't have a spiralizer, you need to get one. Making your own zoodles is super easy, and it's a lot more cost effective than buying the pre-cut zoodles at the store, and it's honestly fun to do and way more satisfying on camera than I had expected. My camera died, so while it charged, I got the chicken thighs going with oil, salt, and herbs. We want to keep all of the flavor from the pan, so I put the onions right in with the last bit of chicken that was cooking. And then I added the zoodles on top of that. And I've tried different sauces, but our favorite is honestly just to add olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and salt. And I served that with some toasted bread, and then our dinner was ready to go. These are some of our most favorite meals to have throughout the week. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.